Hello YouTube, Flightsimguy here. Today we're going to talk about Chaseplane and why you should get it. Chaseplane is an add-on for all Microsoft-based flight simulation packages, FSX, FSX Steam, and all versions of P3D up to I think P3D 4.0. Don't quote me on that. And what it does is it's a camera setup software, kind of like ezdok, except it's a lot better. Alright, so I want to make this video go by as quickly as possible, so I'm going to get straight to the chase. Where do you get Chaseplane? Alright, you can't find Chaseplane at any of the flight simulation e-commerce websites. You got to go to the Chaseplane website. FSFXpackages.com. You got to buy it from here. Okay, and to buy it from here, you need to sign up for the website. Okay, once you sign up and you have an account, which is very quick, very easy, you go ahead and you log in, and then you go ahead and buy the package from here. Now, how it works is this: once you buy the package, you don't get an installer. Okay, from your account on the website, you download an add-on manager, and then once the add-on manager is set up, it will install Chaseplane on your computer. And when it's installed, once you run it, it will detect all the versions of FSX or all the flight simulators, the Microsoft-based flight simulators on your computer, and you can use it as such. It's $39.95, pretty good deal. And it's not a final product. It's still in beta. When it first came out, it was alpha. Now it's in beta, but it's still pretty good. Okay, so never mind that it's a beta package. Go ahead and get it. Now, let me go ahead and log in. You click manage your account. I already entered my username and password, and from here you just go ahead and install the VFX Central product manager, and then it will install the software in your computer. Now, I should point out, if you have ezdok, it's not going to turn it off, but what it will do, it will stop ezdok from loading automatically when you launch your simulators. That's a little bit arrogant if you ask me, but that's just what it does. Okay, and once it's installed, the first thing you need to do is find the shortcut on your desktop and make it run as admin. You need to do that. Chaseplane, it's a little bit different from ezdok. It's much better, and I'll tell you why. Once you go through and you configure your cameras, everything is stored in the cloud, okay? And it's associated with your user ID. What that means is, if you build out your simulator, you install Chaseplane, set up all your cameras, then your computer crashes, and then you reinstall your operating system and reinstall your flight simulators and your aircraft, all the settings for all your cameras are in the cloud, so you don't need to reset them. It will automatically come back down. If you build out your simulator on one computer and you build out another simulator on another computer with the same aircraft, you log in, it will automatically download all the settings. So once you set up your cameras for your aircraft, everything is stored in the cloud. You don't need to do a lot of rework. Now, the purpose of this video is to show you how to set up the cameras. The reason why I'm doing this is when I took the leap for ezdok, it took me 4 hours to figure out how to configure the cameras. This is a lot easier. The barrier with regards to learning how to configure it is very intuitive once you get the hang of it. So let's just go ahead and hop into it, and I'll show you why you should get this package. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to go ahead and load FSX, and I'm going to load an aircraft, one that I have not configured as yet, and I'll show you how to set up Chaseplane for your computer. I am in FSX, and I just loaded up the Beach Duke. Once you've installed Chaseplane, once you've installed the Chaseplane and you've loaded your simulator, Chaseplane is automatically going to run. Okay, let's come over here. This is the Chaseplane interface. Here's the aircraft, your presets, camera, aircraft, community preferences, and some other links. Now remember, this is a beta, so not everything is complete, especially the tutorials. You click on this, it's just going to send you to a URL at a website. Now, this feature right here, import presets, if I click on that, these are all the planes I've already set up. Okay, if I select any one of those, it's going to import the camera presets for one of those planes, and once I use them, it's not going to look exactly the same on this plane because it's a different aircraft. But the point is, I can, instead of creating presets or creating camera views from scratch, I can start by copying down one of these and modifying the camera views. But I'm not going to do that this time. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and create 3 cameras. One for the pilot, one for the co-pilot, and one for the passenger. Creating cameras in Chaseplane is very easy. All you need to do is, from here, like I said, you can copy down one and change it, or you can just go ahead and create from scratch. So what we're going to do is click on Create New Preset. We'll call this Pilot. Then once you create the camera, the name, what you do is you go to Camera, and then using these, you can adjust the camera views. So I want to go up a little bit. No, not that. Tilt up. Lower it down. I want to come back a little bit. Go up a little bit. Tilt down some more. A little bit more. And that looks good. Then you hit Save. Once you've created the camera, for palette view, what you want to do is right click, and here you can assign a key. So I'm going to hit Assign Key, then I'm going to hit the number 1, not on the numerical pad, but number 1 on the keyboard. Confirm. Now I'm going to create a camera for the co-pilot. So you hit plus, then you type co-pilot, then you hit camera. And from here, all I need to do is move it over and maybe tilt up a little bit. Okay. Then I hit the check mark to save. Alright, so I have 2 cameras. Let's go ahead and minimize this. All I need to do is hit 1. That takes me back here. I did not create a number assignment for Copilot, so let's right click, assign key, hit 2. Confirm. Minimize. Hit 1, hit 2. Now I'm going to create a camera for the passenger. All I need to do, bring up the interface, camera, presets, plus, and here we're going to call it passenger. Hit check, and from here you go to camera. Now the first thing we want to do is we want to go back. So let's back up. And this is very handy if you have a virtual cockpit. And then we can pan. So now what's the best view we want? 9 times out of 10 passengers are looking out the window. So let's go ahead and create pan right here. And then we'll hit check. Okay. And then we go to presets, passengers, right click, assign key, number 3. Minimize, hit number 1. Pilot, number 2. Copilot, number 3. Passenger. In this case, when I loaded the simulator, my hat switch worked. When I first installed ezdok, it did not work. I moved my hat switch, nothing worked. So what you need to do to restore the hat switch is go to Preferences, Control Assignment. Now, as you can see, move up, move down, tilt up, tilt down, pan left, pan right. I already created these when I set up before. Okay, so tilt up, what you do is you click on the button, for example here, and then you do this. See, I'm using this on my hat switch. Let's go back. So what you do is tilt up, you click on that, then you move your hat switch, and then you hit the check mark, and then you save it. That way your hat switch still works. When I first started using Chaseplane, my hat switch from this position, nothing happened. What you want to do is, like I said, bring this up, go to Preferences, Control Assignments, and then assign your joystick key for tilt up, tilt down, pan left, pan right. Those are the hat switch. For move up and move down, the FSFX commands for that is Shift Enter and Shift Backspace. I didn't assign those to keyboard commands. I assigned them to an up and down toggle switch that I have on my Cytec yoke. 1, 2, 3. In fact, let me go ahead and fix number 3. So to change an assignment, presets, passengers, go to camera, and from here I can move it a little bit. Let's come back here, and let's go ahead and pan a little bit. In fact, let's go ahead and move it back this way. Pan some more. There you go. Check mark is save. Now whenever I make a change to my camera settings, it's uploading the configurations to the cloud. That is FSFX packages. They store the stuff in the cloud on their servers. If they go out of business for whatever reason, you can also export the cloud settings to a file locally and then import it from there. Alright, so I have the Duke set up in FSX boxed for Chaseplane. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to go ahead and exit out of FSX box. I'm going to fire up P3D, fire up the same aircraft, and show you how it's very easy to set up the keys for Chaseplane for this plane in a different simulator. So let's go ahead and load P3D. Alright, so I'm in P3D in the same aircraft, Beech Duke. Doesn't have to be the same model, doesn't have to be the same livery, just any old Beech Duke. Now, check this out. When you launch P3D, it's automatically going to load Chaseplane. So, click on Chaseplane to bring this window up. Remember, you need to set the Chaseplane shortcut to run as admin, otherwise this window won't come up when you click it. As you can see, pilot view, cockpit, passenger, I don't need to set these up. They're already there because it downloaded them from the cloud account. So, if I minimize this, I hit 1, 2, 3, and that's it. That's how easy it is. Once you set up an aircraft, a specific make and model of an airplane in your Microsoft-based flight simulator in Chaseplane, it's automatically going to download it in any other simulator that you have, whether it's Steam, P3D, whatever. Okay? And if it's a different aircraft, you can create the cameras from scratch like I showed you. Or what you can do is, if it's a different aircraft, for example, let me go ahead and select a different aircraft. Vehicle, select. I'm going to select an aircraft that I have not used before and show you how easy it is to set up the camera views. Alright, let's go ahead and select something I haven't set up before. The Piper Cheyenne. I'll just select one of them. Okay, here is the Digital Aviation Piper Cheyenne. There are no keys assigned. You could build your cameras from scratch, or what you can do is this, import presets, and let's go ahead and select. The Piper Cheyenne is not unlike the Beech Duke. They're both twin props. So let's go ahead and select the Beech Duke and select all. All right, so it imports the configurations for the Beech Duke. Let's check it out. 1, 2, 3. I didn't have to make any changes. Now, I may need to customize this a little bit. So for the pilot, you bring up Chaseplane, pilot view, go to camera. Let's go ahead and move it up a little bit. No. Tilt it up a little bit. There we go. Check mark, save. And then go to the co-pilot, camera. Let's tilt it up a little bit. Up. Maybe move it up a little bit. There we go. Save. Passenger. Passenger. Camera. Let's move it back a little bit. Minimize. 1, 2, 3. And that's how easy it is. Now what I'm going to do is, before I do that, I want to say what I just showed you is just the basics to get your camera set up. There is a whole bunch more in here that you can figure out on your own. Cameras, presets, pilot view, preferences, camera, These are a whole bunch of stuff that you can configure. Take your time, go through them yourselves. But what I wanted to show you is camera, motion effects. Okay. In fact, let's go back to presets. From the pilot view, if you right click on this and you go to the motion effects, here you can monkey with this stuff. Now, what all this stuff does, I'm just going to go ahead and turn all of these up. Oops. No, you can't move the blast area. Environmental, wind, breathing, anticipation, and horizon. All that's being saved in the cloud for this particular aircraft, which is the Digital Aviation Pepper Cheyenne. Now, what I'm going to do is I want to take a quick flight in the Beach Duke to show you what Chaseplane does with regards to the cockpit shake and the other camera effects while you're flying. So let's go ahead and change the vehicle. And we're going to go back to the Beach Duke. And don't forget, you don't need to select the specific make and model or the specific model of the Beach Duke. Any old Beach Duke that you select is going to inherit the camera properties from the first one you created in whatever simulator. So I'm going to go ahead and select the one with the winglets. Hit OK. And remember, it's downloading the configurations for the Beach Duke. So what I need to do is, let's go back here. Let's adjust the pilot view a little bit. Let's tilt this up. Camera. Come on. There we go. Let's tilt this up a little bit. There we go. Save. And presets for the cockpit view. Motion effects. Remember, it's a different plane, so it's not going to save what I did before. That was a Pepper Cheyenne. This is the Beach Duke. So I'm just going to go ahead and set these up. Like so. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and take this aircraft for a quick spin in the pattern. Now remember, in this case, the Beach Duke has its own cockpit shake. So in this case, I probably want to disable the cockpit shake in Chaseplane, because now I'm getting double the effect. I'm getting what's in the aircraft by itself, the add-on, and I'm also getting what's in Chaseplane. Alright, we're at about 100. Let's go ahead and rotate. And this is a little bit excessive. Alright, so what I'm going to do, this is probably not the best plane to try this out. Over here, hit pause, come over to Chaseplane. And here, acceleration, gyroscopic engines, blast area. Let's go ahead and turn this down. And let's go ahead and turn this down. I'm going to leave these up. And as you can see, it's a lot smoother. Alright, I just took off from runway 4. Go ahead and do a quick work in the pattern. Now you notice it simulates the head turning. Whoa. And it also has that little shimmy. Okay, let's go ahead and set the trim. My altitude 2400. It's about as high as I want to get. Alright, we're getting good frames. Alright, let's make our turn to downwind. And as you can see, it has a different look to the aircraft when you're making a turn. It's a little bit awkward, but this is how it is when you actually fly an actual aircraft. So you got to watch your bank angle. No more than 45. 45 is actually quite extreme. Alright. Whoa. In this case, it's a little bit extreme. So what we can do is go back to Chaseplane, or come over here, hit pause. Go back to Chaseplane, and then you can turn this down. and turn this down. Every time you make a change to your Chaseplane settings, it's being backed up to the cloud. Okay, now my runway is there. I am totally off course. So let's go ahead and make a turn here. Get back. Now, what I'm showing you here is just the basics to get you started. In Chaseplane, alright, you can set up outside cameras, you can set up static cameras, scan airports. I haven't done that yet. But with that, you know, if you're doing a replay and you want that view of the camera at the parking spot, the gate at the airport, you can go ahead and select the airport and the gate, and it will put the camera in that location. So when you're doing a replay, you can capture yourself taxiing into position. You can also have a floating camera within the cockpit. You can have a floating camera outside the cockpit, around the plane. I mean, there's a lot you can do with Chaseplane to enhance the cinematic effect of when you're making your flight simulation videos. I didn't go into a lot of that. Oh, too high. I haven't gone into a lot of that, but you can figure it out for yourself. What I wanted to accomplish with this video is give you just enough information to get you up and running with Chaseplane. The rest of the stuff you can figure out yourself. Alright, we're coming in a little bit fast, a little bit high. Let's come up and give it another notch of flaps. Alright, this is perfect. I'm near stall, so give it a little bit of gas. As you can see, it has that bump or that bounce, the camera shake effect when you touch down. Now, like I said, the Beech Duke, and I should not have done this demo with the Duke, primarily because the Duke has its own cockpit shake. With the other aircraft, such as the Tubeliners or the Regionals, it's an outstanding effect. Alright, let's go ahead and stop right here, pause the simulator, go back over to Chaseplane. You can also share your current presets. I've never actually tried that. I'm guessing when you share it here, you're sharing it out into their website where other people can download your presets. Let's see what else we got here. You can create a whole bunch of camera views. You can bind them to numbers or keys on your keyboard. Controls, motion effects, advanced. You can rename stuff. You can remove stuff. On the outside, and to select your camera presets for the outside, you got to click on the column to bring it up, and it brings it out here. And you can create as many views as you want on the outside using the camera settings like I showed you earlier. And then for the static airports, so go ahead and do scan. I'm in P3D, I haven't done this yet, but once you do the scan airports, it goes out to the database and scans all the airports and all the runways, so that if you want to place your camera at a particular airport at a particular runway, you can do it right here. And while this is going on, you can continue to navigate the tool. Here's your cameras. These are the various effects: acceleration, gyroscopic, engines, blast area, ground, wind, breathing, anticipation, F horizon. And here's some more advanced stuff. Sticky mouse look, scroll zoom. Let's go ahead and check that out. Let's go back to pilot view. If I wanted to, I can come over here and make the pilot view sticky mouse look and scroll zoom. And what that does is I can use a mouse to look around, and I can zoom in and zoom out, and I can do all sorts of stuff. And my hat switch still works, so you can do that if you want. Let's go ahead and turn that off. It has features to integrate with Track IR, and some other cool stuff. Also, here you can add some doors to your aircraft, whatever that means. And your community, and here's your preferences. There is one more thing I should show. Let's go to Preferences, Control Assignments. For each camera view, you may want to make it so that you can toggle or scroll to the next view. And to do that, I already have it done, I'm sorry. You go to Update Preset, Previous Preset, and Next Preset. Numpad 2, numpad period, and numpad 0. What that means is I have 3 camera views in here. 1, 2, 3. So from 1 to go to the next view, I can hit 0, next view, 0, next view, 0. And to go to the previous view, I have it set to period. Now as you can see, it's blanking through an outside view. That's probably a bug that needs to be fixed. But like I said, this is beta. But scrolling from one camera to another, I think it's best if you just do 1, 2, 3. Just use your number of keybinds. And I think that's it. I have 3 simulators on my computer. Actually, I have a lot more than that. I have FSX, Steam, and P3D. If I hit this, these are all the planes that I set up. And for every plane that I have in one simulator, I have the same plane in another simulator. Alright? So once I set up the aircraft in one plane in one simulator, it automatically downloads when I log into the other plane. So, you know, that's one of the big benefits of cloud storage. And if your sim crashes or your hard drive crashes and you rebuild it all over again, you still have your account with Chaseplane. Just go ahead and log in, install the software, and then when you fire up your simulator, it's going to detect, you know, what you have installed and download all the settings from the cloud. All right. I think that's it. That's all I have to demonstrate. If you've been on the bench with regards to Chaseplane, get off the wall. Go ahead and get it. It's leaps and bounds better than ezdok. Anything else? Take some time. If you're a serious YouTuber, take some time to figure out a lot of the cinematic effects, cinematic capabilities of Chaseplane. A lot of the products that you get, a lot of the new aircraft that you buy on the e-commerce websites, you know, those fancy videos or promotional videos that they make, a lot of those pretty cool camera shots, they did that with Chaseplane. So definitely 2 thumbs up. Took me forever to get on board. My good buddy Belgeode, he showed me how to configure stuff, because the documentation it's not as good as it should be. But once you figure it out, it's actually very intuitive. And that's it. Hope you found this video useful. My name is Flightsimguy. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.